Alright, so now we're going to look at in this problem how we actually take entries from the general journal and post them to the individual ledger accounts. A couple things to pay attention to. We have to make sure we know what page of the general journal we're working with. This page could change. It could be 1, it could be 150. In this case it's 15. Just make sure we know that because that's going to be important when we have to post reference. This column will actually be used now as we post reference so we can keep track of what we've already done. The way these will be set up for homework problems and things like that is you'll have your general journal tab, then you'll have a tab for each account, that each account's ledger. So in this case we only have 3 because we're just doing a quick little reference. They've already been set up with the account name and number and their current balance. So the balance for our professional fees is $630. Our accounts receivable is $110, and you notice it's always the balance because this is an asset, so it has a debit balance. Revenues, our professional fees, has a credit balance. Cash and bank, also an asset, so it has a debit balance. They've already been set up. So what we do is we just go straight down our general journal. So in this case we'll start on March 1st, the first line. So on March 1st, accounts receivable had a debit of 50. So we go to our accounts receivable, and remember this is page 15. So we go to our accounts receivable. We start here. March 1st. We reference our journal page. So G15 is our general journal page. There was a debit of 50. Okay? So now we look at, we know our normal balance. If we have a normal balance, it's a debit, and we have another debit, we add. If we have a normal balance and this would have been a credit, we'd subtract. So now we just keep a running total in this column. So in this case, we had a 100, we take our last number here, because it's a debit and a debit, we add, and we can do a formula. This is easy math, but it might not always be. You can do a formula and just do this cell, this cell, and hit enter, and it'll do the math for us. Okay, you can go through if it's not already and center a line just to make it look neater. But since we have now our new balance for accounts receivable, Tina Taylor, is 160. This last number in the balance column will be what our balance is at that time. So now we have to go back, take our account number back to our general journal and put it in the post reference. Okay, now we know that this one has been posted to the ledger. These have not because they don't have account numbers yet, but this one has, so we know where we left off. Now, in that same transaction on March 1st, we'll go to professional fees and do a credit of 50. So professional fees, again, March 1st. This was from page 15 of the journal. There was a credit of 50. So now we have a credit and a credit, so we add. If they're the same, you add. If this would be a debit, we'd subtract it from this total. So in this case, credit of $630. Again, we can do our formula. We're adding. So now our new balance in professional fees is $630. Again, don't forget to take your account number, go back to the general journal, do your post reference. So now we're done with that transaction. We have it in 2 places now. We know how it affects each individual account, and it's on our general journal page. And then you'll just go through your entire journal like that. So now March 8th, cash and bank was a debit of 80. So we go to cash and bank, March 8th, from G15, we had a debit of 80. So again, debit and a debit, so we add previous balance plus our new transaction. That gives us our new balance for cash and bank. We have to go back, take our post reference number 101, back to our general journal, 101. Now that's done. Now we go to professional fees, has a credit of 80 on March 8th. Professional fees, March 8th. Again, G15, you have to put even if it's the same, you have to include it always. Credit of 80. We can do take our running total, credit and a credit, so we add our new balance for professional fees is 760 for this period. Take our account number and post reference back on the general journal, 401. Last transaction, we have a debit of cash on March 29th, $110 debit to cash and bank. So we go to that, March 29th, G15. We had, I forgot again, debit of 110. So in the debit column, because this was the transaction was 110. So now our running total, this is our total. Do our formula, equals that, plus that. There's our new cash and bank total as of March 29th. Do our post reference of 101. That's done. Now we do accounts receivable, has a credit of 110 now. Alright, so this is going to change it up a little bit. So we go to our accounts receivable on March 29, 2014. This is from G15. This was a credit of 110. Alright, so now we have a debit balance and a credit transaction, so we would subtract. So this would be equals our balance minus our credit. So now our new total, our balance for accounts receivable Tina Taylor as of March 29th is 50. Okay, so we have to finish this by doing our post reference 105. That is how you post from your journal to the general ledger accounts. Now, as we go through this, you'll have to analyze all the transactions and fill out the journal. Then you'll go to the next step, which is posting to all the individual ledger accounts.